Hello guys, welcome to Ikra Technology. So today we will see keywords in C Sharp. Here in keywords, we will see three types of keywords, which are type keywords, modifier keywords, and access modifier keywords. These keywords are basic keywords which are used frequently. So here first comes type keyword. Here is the chart of type keyword. These are its operator which are used, and here its description, and here is its example. Okay, here if you see operator is boolean, then it's represent boolean values to a true or false. Okay, so we have taken type keywords here in Visual Studio so that you can understand better. We uncomment it. Here you see the type keyword is boolean, which contains true or false value. Character which contains characters single values with single quotes. Okay, then decimal which contains decimal value. It can store up to 29 digits with decimal, and using m at the last is important. It is important to use m at the end when we use decimal, so that the system can understand that it is decimal type. Okay, if you do not write m, then the type will not be defined properly. Now here it is double. It is also has decimal values in large amount, but it is not important to give any suffix to it. This is float. It is for 7 digits with decimal, and here it is important to give f as a suffix. If we are using float type, then here integer is used which contains whole number, and the object which is name, age, female means it can also contain string, integer, and boolean values. Object is such a type where we can take any values like string, boolean, decimal, character, etc. Okay. Now, first thing, why we can take any value. So sometimes we see sometimes we have to take input. Then what happens? We do not know what values the user in front of us will enter. It can also enter a string value. It can also enter an integer value or boolean value, decimal, double, like this. So we use object so that we can take the input in whatever format we get. Okay, then here comes string, which is our collection of character. We call the collection of characters to string. Then next comes our void. What does void do? You see this void. When do we use void? We use void in our function or method. We use void because we do not return any value. We do not return any value from that method anywhere. Means now here I have to return this value. If I want to return this value, I have to print it in the main method. If I do not want to do it here, then I remove this console and do this to it. So I will have to write integer here. Okay, uh, why do I have to write integer? Because whatever value is being obtained in this addition, the variable is an integer type. Value is being produced as an integer type. 1 plus 1 is 2. I am returning this value in the main method through the addition method. Now the value will come here 2, and it will be printed here. If I don't want to return anything, when we don't return any value from a method or function, then we use void. So let's comment it out. Then next comes our modifier keyword. What is modifier keyword? So modifier keyword first comes our abstract. It is abstract keyword. What do we do with abstract keyword? We use abstract keyword in a class as well as in a method. We use it in two places, and to create an abstract method, it is important to create an abstract class. Remember this. You can create an abstract method in a simple class. To create an abstract method, it is important to create an abstract class. And now, as soon as we create the abstract method, we create it as a blueprint. Okay? What do we create? We create it as a blueprint so that we can use its name again and again anywhere. Okay, now I have taken the grid here. Look here, grid. I have inherited a class from it. Then this method named grid, I am using it here by using override. Now override is being used so that the system understands that every class has its own implementation. Okay, it has its own implementation. Good evening. Now here greet means like hi, hello is good morning. Uh, good evening like this. So now if it is 5 p.m. on the day, then it becomes good evening, and if it is 1 p.m. then it will be good morning. Okay, and if it is 8 a.m. then it will be good morning like this. Okay, so what have we done here? We have taken grid here, okay, due to which we are changing it as a day. But if the name of the class is evening, then we are making its implementation good evening. If it is night, then we are making its implementation to good night. But the method name of message greet is being used the same above also in the day and in the night, in evening and in night also. Okay, and if you see here is our abstract is used before class abstract keyword, and here in void method before void, so that it is properly defined. And abstract method does not have a body. Okay, you cannot make such a body for abstract method. Okay, abstract method has only a name like this. We make it public abstract void grid. It does not have a body method. We implement we make it as a blueprint. We create any aspect. Then okay, and here we are printing evening in night by creating object of both these classes. Here greet will come. One second. Look here. Now look here. I have created an object of evening, and here I have created an object of night. 1 minute, wait a second. Now here we have to print both of them. Here we take grid option came, we took grid, and here dot, here also grid option came, we took grid. Now let's print here. If we do the debug here, let's start it. So you see here both the values have been printed in the console. You can see here we can print good evening and good night using abstract method in their respective classes, in different classes. Okay, now we can comment this. This has been commented. Then next comes our constant. If you can see, constant keyword means constant is defined using const keyword, but its full form means constant. It means we make everything permanent. We make its value permanent. If you can see here, I have taken main method using my class. Then I have taken a field. Okay, what do we call field? That which is outside the method, means not outside the main method. This will be such a variable, because what is inside the method becomes a variable, and what is outside the method becomes a field. Okay, so this is a variable which we have given constant before an integer type. And what is the name of the variable? Number of hours in a day, we have given 24. Now look here, I have given integer age 20. This is not constant. Now look here, I am uncommenting the comment here. uh, Look here, the error is coming in the red line. Why is it coming? Because I want to change the value of the constant. I am making it 26. I am making 24 to 26, but it is not letting me update it. It means it is not letting me make it 26. As soon as you look here, I did not use the constant here. On the line number 75, here is integer age 20, means type is integer and the variable is age, which is 20. Then I gave 25 to age, so the system allowed it, because it is not constant. Whatever we use constant like this, its value become permanent. Okay, we cannot update in further case. If I go to run it, it will not even run. It will give an error. Okay, and it will not let me run. What do I do with this? I will comment on the number which I am updating, then I will run it. Then look here, if you will see here, there are 24 hours in a day, the age is 25. We first gave a value of age as 20, then 25. Look here, the value of age was first 20, then 25, right? But what did he take? He took the second value. Okay, he took the second value of 25. I will show you back, the age is 25. Okay, so we use the constant when we have to make a value permanent. Okay, now let us comment on this. Then what comes next? Next comes our virtual and override. Virtual and override are used together. Okay, virtual and override are used together. Override, you will see it above the abstract also, but yes, it is used in abstract as well as alright, and also with a virtual, but it has a better connection with a virtual. Like you see here, what are we doing with virtual? We are writing virtual before a method, before the words. Now when do we write virtual? Look, when we write virtual, when we feel that the method, in case we feel that it it will change in further, means its implementation has a unique name. Understanding this is a unique name of a method. What do we have to do now? We have already implemented it. Sometimes in the future, we have to use the name, not of the method. What will we do with it? We will make it virtual. Okay, but the implementation will be different. Now it is virtual. We write virtual because if we want to change the implementation of a method in future, we use virtual. Then when we implement a new method in a class, we create a class and create a method in it and inherit it. After inheriting, we use override keyword so that we can use the name of the old method, which is unique name, and implement it. Here it was drawing a shape, so we did drawing a circle. Okay, did you understand? This is virtual and override. Then next comes our sealed class. So see, sealed class, what is there in sealed class? What what do we do now? If I do not write sealed here, it will that class allows it? Okay, what will what will the class do? If I do not write sealed here, will that class allow? Okay, what will the class do? If it will allow for inheriting, but it will not public class, right? So if I make it public, then it will allow for inheritance here. But the one that is sealed, if you see the sealed, when do we use the sealed keyword? Now when we don't want to share our class method, fields, variable, etc. with another class. Okay, so that any user cannot inherit our class. That is why we use sealed keyword in our class. Okay, did you understand? For that we use sealed keyword in our class. Then what comes next? Public static class shape. Okay, here we have static keyword. What is static? Static is present here in class, field, and method as well. Now, understanding one thing properly, that we use static so that we do not need to create an object. Okay, it is easy to use, means it is easy to call anything through class reference. Did you understand? So we use static so that we do not need to create an object. Our time is not wasted. And why do we use static in class? Why we use static in our class? we use static in our class where there are all static members. Okay, so we make the class static too, so that we remember that this class is static, and yes, this class has all static members. Okay, if you give a static member to a class, means you use static keyword in the class, then you cannot create non-static member in it. Okay, yes, static is done. And how do we call static? We do it through class reference. Look here, the other class execution. What do I do here? I'm taking a shape class shape. If I put a dot in it, the system gives me a reference. Hey, look, there is rectangle. Here there is a rectangle. Then there is a square. Our method is square. Okay, both square and rectangle are coming. So what have we taken? We have taken rectangle. What we have to print now? Rectangle is a field. Okay, so what is this field? We will have to print this field in our console. We cannot call it as a method. Now we call a method. We have taken a class. Okay, here we have taken class shape. I use dot after dot. There is a option square, so I used a tab keyword. It filled up completely. Auto filled it. Okay. So this is static keyword. We use it when we do not need to create an object, and with static keyword we can call anything through class reference, which means it is a static. Okay. Then next comes public. We had used public above also. So what is public? We use public so that we can access things in our classes. Here I have taken public. Here there is another class greeting. Here is time of day. Okay. Here is morning and here is it's evening. Now here what I want is to print the time of the day. Here printing morning. Okay. Here here we have to call, there is execution in main method. Execution happens from main method. Now that is a public static. I told you above that if we make it static, then we don't need to make an object. Now whatever is public here, we take public so that we can access all those things in our classes. Okay, I took public here. After taking public the time of the day I use dot. So look here, morning has come and evening has also come. Now what do? I take morning here and click tab here, and it goes autofill. I remove public from here. Look, I remove public here and keep it static. Now what do I do here? I took time of day back. Sorry, I took time of day. Now I put a dot here. Evening option has been removed. Look, evening is not showing it at all. Why is it not showing? Because it is not public, right? It is static. It should be public so that we can access it in other classes. If I look now, I remove this dot and put it back. Now evening has come. Can you see it here? Now evening has come here. Now I have taken evening and pressed the tab, so it got auto filled. Do you understand? We use public so that we can access it in other classes. Only then we use public. The next terms are private. When do we use private here? When we have something of R which is only our method with other classes, which means our methods, we don't want to share the class. We have to share the class, but there are some things of the class which we don't have to share. Method one or two method which we don't want to share. Okay, so what do we do with it? We make it private. Okay, now look here, I have taken it as private method field whatever. Here I have taken it as private. So what will be private? Private is accessed only within the same class. It will not be accessed in other class. Are you understanding? private is accessed only within the same class. It cannot be accessed in other class because it is not public. Now here there is some other class. Our main method is where we have to execute. Now see what I do here. The time of the day, now it is static. Both its member and method are static, so there is no need to create its object. So I took time of the day dot. Now here I am getting equals message. What is message? Void time of day dot message means it is public. That is why the message is being displayed. Now here we are printing morning. Remove it. Public is being displayed here. Okay, now public is being displayed here. Message, we will do that to the message. See, press tab, it got autofilled. Then what are we doing in message? We are printing a message of very good morning. I take back the time of the day, I put a dot. See, there is no option. If you see, there is no option. Here, it is equal to message. The message is coming back because it is public, but morning is not an option. So, what do we have to do to access morning? We have to create a public method. So, what do we do in the public method? We call it morning. See, the allow of morning will give the option here. I I called it, okay. I called this private method in public. Now here, like the message is here. Here the message is being called in the message itself. So first thing will be printed. Then the above is printed. We should run it and see. Look here. Very good morning came first. Then good morning came. Did you understand what is coming here first? Very good morning. Then good morning will come, which is written in morning. Okay, so this was keywords in C sharp. Did you understand? And here we have taken examples and given its proper explanation so that you can understand better. And here is also a proper explanation of const. Whatever examples we saw, you can see it here. So today we saw keywords in C sharp. Thank you.